Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence. Welcome back to another video, and today I am collaborating with my friend Darden over at the channel Foxhole Fragrance. We're going to be talking to you about 10 niche fragrances that are worth every last penny, 10 niche fragrances that are definitely worth the price tag. Of course, I'm going to be leaving Darden's information down below, so definitely make sure to subscribe to his channel. He's doing a lot of great things over at his channel. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on these 10 fragrances, 5 from me, 5 from him, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's video and I tell you all about these 10 niche fragrances in collaboration with my friend Darden over at the channel Foxhole Fragrance, I do want to start things off by mentioning that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Make sure to hit that bell icon so you can be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or if you took something of value from today's episode. Now, considering the fact that Darden is a guest on the Redolessence channel, we'll give him an opportunity to go first. So go ahead and share with us your 5 niche fragrances that are worth every last penny.
Hey, thank you so much, Steven. As Steven mentioned, everyone, my name is Darden Dilworth. I'm from Foxhole Fragrance, and we have the pleasure today to join Redolessence in a top niche fragrance recommendations. So we're going to provide our top 5. Hopefully you enjoy them, and we're very much looking forward to Steven's top 5 recommendations. So without further ado, let's go and get started. Coming in at number 5, we have Penhaligon's The Tragedy of Lord George. So this one is a fragrance by Alberto Maria. It is a masculine barbershop fragrance, and it has a smooth, soapy, lavender, mossy start, I'd say, and with a woody dry down at the end. So a lot of people have said that it has a hint of brandy. I would totally agree. I smell it in there. It was that one note I just couldn't put my finger on. There's not many in here, and it is definitely a brandy scent. So this one here reminds me of being in a old building or old estate back in, let's say, the 1800s, and you're in a study surrounded by many leather-bound books, and you cozy up next to a fire in a leather chair, you wrap yourself in a quilt, and you're holding yourself a brandy. You have that sweet smokiness leather in there. It is just a great, relaxing, and not overpowering fragrance. And the reason I bring that up is because the subtleness of this fragrance allows it to be a day-to-day fragrance. It allows it to be an office fragrance, and it's one that you won't get tired of, or your significant other won't get tired of, because it's just not that powerful. Now, having said that as well, in the warmer months, especially in the summer like we are now, it may not be as projecting, so you may have to do a few extra sprays. However, I say it's worth it. And if you look at the bottle, I mean, just look at that beautiful design. Just for the bottle itself, having this in your collection and on the rack, it may be worth buying just for that. So let's go ahead and get off and go into our number 4. Our number 4 is also a very great summer fragrance. This one starts off with that mint greenness, spicy citrus, and then ends in that woodiness. And I'm talking about Beach Hut Man by Homage. This here is a fragrance that I am wearing right now. I'll even spray some on right now, and I'm not worried about staining because it's a little clear. But this one is that perfect mixture of the spicy citrus mint and also that woodiness, luxurious scent. It smells a lot more expensive than it is, and you get a lot of compliments for this too. It's not one that you need to worry about overspraying, because it is just that subtle, yet a little bit, that spiciness, mintiness that is just not overbearing, and it's going to get you compliments. It's not going to get you a lot of weird looks saying, "Oh, what are you wearing?" It's more of a, "Hey, what are you wearing? That smells great." So I totally recommend this, especially now during the summer, warm time. I'd actually wear this one into the fall. I recommend this as one of my pool party fragrances. So very classy, very welcoming, very green aromatic, a fantastic fragrance to add. That was our number 4. Okay, coming in at our number 3 spot, we have Memo Paris's African Leather EDP. So this one here is a safari leather fragrance. It is one of our top rated fragrances at Foxhole Fragrance. We've gone out to crowds, we've done blind scent tests, we have gone into random coffee shops and compared this one to other fragrances that are also compliment getters. Aventus, Tuscan leather, a few other ones, but it seems that African leather just seems to come out on top each time. So it's very spicy, that cardamom initial scent spray, very spicy, a little sweet in the beginning. It could be overpowering for some, but if you just wait a few minutes, like 10 minutes, the dry down starts to hit. And so with that dry down, we have that spiciness, but we also have that leather, oud, vetiver, and I'd say a little bit of that cumin comes in, and even musk. So with those fragrances, with those little scents all combined, what you get is something that I like to describe as a bizarre scent. And I don't mean bizarre as in, whoa, this is bizarre and weird. I mean, like when I was overseas and going through some shops in Northern Africa and Southwest Asia, in these little bazaars, they had these vendors all around, and they would be selling spices for tea, for cooking, including cardamom, and they would also have some leather workers there where you could buy belts and holsters and jackets, all sorts of things. So you're mixing all those fragrances, and finally there was always incense burning, including argot wood incense. So there was that woodiness, creaminess, spice out there, mixed with the leather, mixed with that cardamom. That's just a smooth, relaxing scent. And then what you have is, walking through the bazaar, this fantastic fragrance. Now, people say it's safari leather fragrance. Yes, and I've also heard that has an animalic note to some. I do sense that in there, but it's minimal, so it's not overbearing, and it's definitely not a harsh fragrance. I love this fragrance. Couldn't recommend it enough. And it's actually fairly affordable for a niche fragrance, and it is a compliment getter here. So this is our number 3. I'd say it'd be a lot higher on other lists, and it is also one that we would recommend you buy. So we love it. We know you will too. Go and check it out. Going with our number 2. So this one was a little harder. The number 1 fragrance, I think I'd love to say it's a clear winner, but it was very close, because this one here in my hand is also a fragrance that we have gotten multiple compliments. It is my go-to date night fragrance. It's my go-to wedding fragrance. Not my wedding, but going out to those classier events, wearing the black ties, going out to a date night, you want to dress to impress type deal. This here is a classy fragrance that does not disappoint, and that is Creed's Royal Oud. So wood, leather, marble, and gold. These luxurious elements of a Persian palace. That's what they say on the advertisement. That's what they're going for. The Persian palace. It really is that woodiness, powderiness, muskiness that comes out with a little bit of citrus and pepper on the top notes. The dry down is amazing. So at first spray, first scent, you smell that sweetness, that powderiness, and a little bit of that pepper, but it's that dry down. It's just that woodiness and creaminess. It's I've been told this is one of the most luxurious, if not the most luxurious, Creed scent, and I don't disagree. It is a fantastic, I believe it's a 10 out of 10, my favorite Creed fragrance, and it is one, like I said, I wear to very formal events, but I have actually worn this on occasion to the office and have gotten compliments there. So it is not too overbearing. It does last on your body for, I'd say, a good 10 hours, and it projects about a foot out. So definitely worth buying. You don't have to spray so much, and definitely just due to the overall awesomeness of this fragrance, the way it comes out, the compliment getting, and the way it makes you feel, just makes you feel classy, fantastic. I'd say add it to your collection. A clear winner in my book. It was a close call. This could have been number 1 very easily, but we put it in the number 2 slot. So hopefully you guys check that one out. And if you don't have a bottle, I recommend you get a decanter or a bottle. Fantastic. Okay, guys. Finally, our last one. I'm trying to get it done quick here. Hopefully Steven hasn't fallen asleep yet. Roja Dove. So before I show you this Roja Dove fragrance that we have marked as our number 1, I would just like to say that here at Foxhole Fragrance, hopefully you'll get to check out our channel a bit, but we have military members martial artists, we have first responders, doctors, we have all sorts here. And it is a group of us that got together because we just love fragrances, but we also know the importance of aromatherapy and also the importance of just de-stressing in your life. So I'd recommend, if you need a little wind down, a little de-stressing, if you just had a long day of work and you just want to cool down for a bit, go to YouTube and look up Roja Aoud talking about oud. There is a video he did where, I don't know, it's something about his voice. He's a very calm, elegant, great speaker. It's a fantastic video, but it just shows how much thought goes into his fragrances, how much research he has done to get to where he is now to make these fantastic, elegant fragrances that are totally worth buying. And I would definitely say that this was my number one choice. I think from the whole team, this was up there in the top 3, but this was my number one choice, a clear winner. We have picked Roja Parfums Oud. Now that's that dark fragrance, not the amber oud. This is a straight up oud. Fantastic rose scent, fantastic oud. There are so many notes in here that it would take me ages to list, but I will just point out a few, and that is the May rose that Mr. Dove uses. He loves rose scents, and I do too. I always think about how it reminds me of special events in my life, whether it's sad, good ones, you see roses. For romantic evenings, you see roses. At weddings, you see roses. At funerals, that rose can bring out a lot of emotions and a lot of memories, different memories for people. So I just love that rose scent, especially immediately when it sprays on the skin. This is a darker fragrance, so don't spray it on your clothes. They will likely stain unless you're wearing a darker set of clothes. But there's also, I believe, some clearer ones that Roja Aoud has produced. This one here is spray on your skin. Enjoy it. It is that woodiness, that cedar, that smooth oud creaminess. I can't go into it with that top rose. There's so many notes in it. I just love to say that this one puts me in a great mood. It is luxury in a bottle. It does not disappoint. And as always, Mr. Dove has just created a masterpiece here. So if you have the opportunity to go check out the Roja Parfums Oud, this is one I'd say that you should definitely have at some point. It is a little costly. It was worth the money for me. You may not add it right away, but maybe a decant, or see if you can find a tester out there and try it out yourself. So I've said them all. That was our number one. Hopefully one of those 5 you actually have tried before and would agree with me. But if you haven't, I recommend you go out, try to find someone who has it, or get a decant. Don't spend all your money in one place. And as always, guys, stay safe out there. Thank you so much, Steven, for allowing us to do this video with you. I can't wait to see your top 5. Our videos will get better over here. Like Steven mentioned, guys, we are just starting out. We're going to get some better microphones and editing equipment, all that kind of stuff. But we love this. We have a passion for fragrances. We have a passion for aromatherapy. And we just want to share our experiences and our thoughts with our community. So we do appreciate it. Steven, back to you, man. Let's check your top 5 out.
That's an amazing list. Thank you so much for sharing that, Darden. I really appreciate you being on my channel. And of course, I look forward to collaborating with you in the future as well. Now, as far as my picks go, the first one that I want to talk about is one that I personally worked on. And I say this is worth every last penny because I have visited Istanbul, Turkey, where this fragrance was composed. I met the perfumer, I've smelled a lot of the raw materials, and I know just how expensive it is to compose these fragrances. And this one is worth the price point because it's extrait de parfum strength, 100 mils for a really, really good price, 25% concentration of oil. And this one by Navitus Parfum is called Away. The perfumer is Jorge Lee. This has yuzu, it has incense, it has lavender. It's such a unique, fresh, and aquatic fragrance for the summertime. One of my personal favorites. I have been wearing this one so much for a long time now because I was wearing it long before it was ever launched. I personally love Away by Navitus Parfum. It was such a labor of love inspired by Homer's Odyssey. Definitely give it a chance if you haven't checked it out yet. The next fragrance I want to talk about is really expensive for the price tag because it contains rose, and natural rose at that. And that happens to be one of the most expensive raw materials on the market. We all know how many rose petals it takes to produce a single ounce of rose oil. So this is incredibly expensive, but I think it's worth every last penny. This one by Amouage is called Lyric for Men. You have rose, you have incense, you have lime. One of the most unique fragrances on the market for sure. The next fragrance I want to talk about is a newer acquisition of mine, but it's all natural. And not only that, it also happens to be one of the more inexpensive fragrances on this list. And given the fact that it is all natural, it has peppermint, it has lavender, there's a touch of smoke, there's moss, tobacco, perhaps even a little patchouli in the base. This one by Whit and West, which is a wife and husband duo, it's called Brumaire Woods. This is a modern take on the fougere genre, incredibly well done. And I know the owners are so passionate about fragrances, and they're based out of Colorado, if I'm remembering correctly. And it just happens to be an amazing American brand that I think you should check out. Whit and West. This one is Brumaire Woods. The next fragrance that I think is worth every last penny happens to be from a newer brand. This is a brand that I recently discovered. I've already spoken about it on my channel once before, and this one by the brand Fabbrica della Musa is called Setamilia. This is an Italian brand, and the perfumer for this is Hamid Meratikashani, who has also done Pegasus by Parfums de Marly, Leighton by Parfums de Marly. He is a master at what he does, and here we have Setamilia. This is a beautiful take on the cologne genre, the citrus, the bergamot, the classy moss that's in the base, kind of reminiscent of Scandal by Roja Aoud, or New York Intense by Nicolai, or even Eau Sauvage by Christian Dior. This is exceptionally well done. Very classy, very elegant, very professional, and very refined. And with that being said, we are at the #1 spot now. This is a fragrance that I have been enjoying for a couple of years. Just the floral ingredients in here are so natural smelling and so mesmerizing. And I know the perfumer for this brand does have a large usage of natural ingredients in his fragrances. And of course, this happens to be from a very expensive brand, but I do feel like a lot of the fragrances are worth the price tag. And one of my favorites, especially for this time of the year, the summertime, is none other than Oceania by Roja Aoud. This is an incredible fragrance with the white florals and the citrus tones and the refined and luxurious woods in the base. Way too many notes to list, in this video. Of course, you can check it out if you'd like, but a lot of Roja Aoud fragrances are very complex, and Oceania is such a unique take for the summer. I haven't smelled any fragrance out there that smells quite the way that this one does. So there you have it, 10 niche fragrances that are worth the price tag. Darden, thank you so much for being a part of this video. Thank you for collaborating with me. And I certainly look forward to collaborating with you again in the future. Once again, his channel's information is going to be down below. Foxhole Fragrance. Frequent uploads, high quality uploads, very passionate about fragrances. And it's a channel that he started with a lot of his military and MMA friends. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit that bell icon so you can be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you learned something today or if you took something of value from today's episode. Thanks again for watching. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.